Welcome to the introduction of the new Aztech Innovations adjustable CNC T-piece. This is the first of its kind, and it allows you to adjust the length of the front face, which is super important in gel ball because it allows you to improve compression with air seal and also adjust the position of your nozzle for feeding of the gels up the T-piece into the barrel. How does it work? Well, the front face, that is the black knurled section, is adjustable out to 4 millimeters of travel using a 1/2 mil fine thread. That means one full revolution of this cap is a 1/2 mil adjustment. That gives you micrometre adjustments, allowing a very small section of turn, could be hundredths of a millimeter. Our maximum suggested adjustment is around half thread, so around about 2 millimeters. Anything beyond that, you will find you won't be able to stabilize the face and seal it off properly. Once sealed, we do suggest using a thread tape. We have found 2 layers of thread tape to give a very nice seal and stop the self-adjuster from turning. If you don't want to use thread tape, you could use a low-strength red Loctite, which would allow you to remove the cap later if needed. In applications where you have adjustable nozzles via O-rings like our Aztech APACHE Tappetless cylinder head, or HPA setups where you are using different rubber tips for different depths, this adjustable face gives you far smaller adjustments than changing rubber tips has been able to in the past, making this completely universal for V2 AEG type gearboxes for both electronic and HPA setups. In this scenario, in this gearbox, this is an Aztech Scythe CNC V2 gearbox and an Aztech APACHE Tappetless cylinder head. We have found in most of our setups this gearbox in a APS receiver. We have found that just using 3 of the 4 O-rings to be the perfect compression and seal. With 4 O-rings and the rubber tip, as we put the T-piece into place with it right up tight in the shortest setting, you can see here that we have over 2 millimeters worth of travel and compression, which is going to be too much, and it will try and pull your rubber tip off, which it has indeed. It is inside the T-piece. Once your rubber tip is glued in place, of course, that is going to be massively reduced. The main reason for the T-piece is to be able to adjust your travel of your nozzle and your seal of the nozzle in the T-piece while tuning enough travel to allow your gels to feed through. It does also give you an adjustable position to be able to move your T-piece backwards and forwards for magazine alignment, so you can ensure that your magazine lines up with your T-piece in gel blasters. We have determined that this 2 mil or so of travel is enough when working with ARP small magazine type blasters where the feed port is in a different position. For optimum seal and stroke, we have found 3 O-rings with the rubber tip allows a good feed and a good compression. You may find in your application with an APACHE you may need less rubber O-rings or potentially more, but if you're needing more, it is definitely suggested to adjust it using the adjustable T-piece. Where we have found a huge advantage is once our rubber tip is glued into place and we are in a test firing mode, we can tune this micrometre amount smaller. Without reducing compression, we can increase our feeding. This is the same as most universal T-pieces on the outside. These external wings are the same dimensions so that you can use them with most universal barrel holders and also a lot of factory barrel holders. The depth for most setups, it will go all the way in. If you find that you need your T-piece to sit deeper into the barrel holder, you may need to Dremel off the front face of these wings so that you can get a deeper seating position. If it needs to sit further out, we would suggest using the spring that comes with the universal barrel holders, as it also gives you good compression and it pushes that T-piece back to the front face of your gearbox. So for this APS style setup, we are finding on our shortest position, we get around about 1 mil of compression using the universal barrel adapter without the spring. That is our perfect APS setup. The barrel side of the T-piece suits normal 7.5 internal barrels, which is generally equating to 9.5 external barrel. It's nice and tight fit, but not too tight to get it in and out. We definitely recommend using a 2-part araldite for both sealing purposes and stabilizing the barrel to seal it into place. Once all set up ready to go, with your 2 laps of thread tape, you can adjust it a little bit as you need to make sure you get maximum compression, maximum FPS, and you don't have any feeding issues. That's an introduction to the Aztech Innovations CNC adjustable T-piece.